everybody.
Hi, friends. How are we today? We are super excited for our very first Periscope. This is a little bit different for us, so we are super, super excited.
Bear with us.
Yeah, just bear with us. Hey, Janny, thanks so much for joining in. We are just super, super excited to try this new Periscope thing. So double tap your screen, give us some hearts. Be sure to tell your friends, and let's go ahead and let's get started. Today we are going to be talking about some awesome inking tips and tricks, because as you all know, and you probably have seen our awesome pictures that we posted, we went to the Teresa Collins event and we took a class that was about inking and not being scared of inks, and learning some different things. And we thought, hey, this was new to us.
Yeah.
And so it probably would be helpful for you guys too. And so we thought, you know what, let's bring this to you guys live on a Periscope and see if we can answer any of those questions that we had, and we know that you have too. So, and the class that we took was by
Jennifer Steiner from ClearSnap, and she was super fabulous. And I should throw out a disclaimer. This is not a sponsored anything. We just brought some stuff that we have that we like, and you know, they're the people that we talk to and our opinions on things, so we just thought it would be helpful for you guys.
Right.
Yes.
So let's just dive right in and let's get started.
Okay. So first of all, there are 2-3 major types of inks. Yes, there are lots of little subdivisions, but what we're going to talk about today are first pigment inks. And pigment inks are a little bit, they're more wet. They have a thicker consistency. They use the term like mayonnaise, which is really kind of true. They're thick and they...
Spongy, really spongy.
And another way you can determine if something is a pigment ink without reading the case, of course, is pigment inks usually have a clear lid. Like, it doesn't really matter what brand. If it is a pigment ink, it will have a clear lid. And that is because that is the true color. The color of the ink pad is the color of the ink. And so that's those. That's a way to spot those. And then, so what you see is what you get with pigment inks. Dye inks are more, they're like their consistency of water, and they act more like water. So if you, sorry, I can't.
Sorry, we have so many inks on the table, around and around and around.
So if you, they go on and then they dry like water, and they are, the color soaks right into the paper. Oh, I didn't really mention why we're going these. Pigment inks take a long, long time to dry.
Long. Whoa! Hey! Here, I'm going to fix the camera while Midge continues to talk. So right now we're sideways and I'm getting my hair ironed. So give us just a second, because you know this always happens to Midge and Madge.
It's our luck.
It is.
I mean, that's why we're just a barrel of monkeys.
It is, because we're just awesome sauce.
So anyway, pigment inks take a long, long time to dry. And the dye inks are super fast. You put them on, they soak right into your paper, and they soak in like water. And they'll dry super fast on...
Hold on. Midge's head is missing. Okay, we're back.
Oh, shoot. And then chalk inks, like there are so many different kinds of chalk inks. They are a mix of the two. They have the super rich color of a pigment ink, but they dry fast like a dye ink.
I think we just had a question, and it went away real quick, but I'm not sure.
We were adjusting our screen. So if you could please send that again, I would love to read it.
We would love to answer.
And let's see. And spritz, guys. Spritz are just another form of ink. We love our spritz.
What is your favorite?
Oh, no.
What is your favorite?
Now that I know how to work with pigments, probably any pigment ink is my favorite. No, I love Distress ink. No, I love spritz. I don't have a favorite. Do you have a favorite?
You know what? Right now, my current favorite, I'm going to have to say, is the pigment inks, and it's because I finally know how to use them, and I don't end up having my project ruined or anything like that. And I really, really love the true, rich, thick color that it brings. So I really like the pigment inks myself, but I do love all of the others out there too.
Yes. So we were saying spritzes are just another form of ink, and we love our spritz. We have every kind, every color, everything. And if you can't for some reason find a spritz that you like, you can take a couple drops of a pigment ink and just drop it into a spray bottle. It can even be a regular big old spray bottle.
At the dollar store.
Right. That's one of our favorites.
We do.
But if you have a spray bottle full of water, just drop a few drops of pigment ink into that, shake it up, and you have a spritz custom made just for you.
Custom made. Custom. Love it. Even mix your own colors. Make your own colors because, you know.
Oh, yeah, you can totally mix colors of your droplets together to do custom inks.
Awesome sauce.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Hot bananas. So we're going to go back to Pigment Ink real quick. And the Pigment Ink, like Midge said, it's the one with the clear lid here. And really the spongy consistency of mayonnaise. And, you know, I have to say the reason why I hated those is because they never dried. It took so long to dry. And I have to say, my sweet friend, Sadie.
Hi, Sadie.
Hi, Sadie. She was making some birthday invitations for her daughter's birthday party, and she was using some white ink. And for the life of her, she stamped them, she let them sit overnight, and you know, she went back and she stacked them all on top of each other, and she was super excited because these invitations were darling, simply darling.
They were so cute. She put a lot of work into
She
this
did,
party.
and you know what, and then they smeared. And she was so flippin' mad, and I would have been mad too. Like, I probably would have cried because we all know that's what I do. Like, I cry. Real tears.
She's a crier.
I am. I'm a crybaby, but it's okay. Nobody's mad. Nobody's mad.
I'm not mad.
No. And if
I
you're
make up for
mad,
it.
I'm sorry. Because there's not much I can do to change it. So, anyway, so we learned a tip, and I am in love with this tip. Some of you know this already, so if you do, just
You're
go
pretty
on
smart.
with it. So you see this iron right here? I'm going to iron Midge's hair. No, just kidding. But if you take an iron and you take some paper towels, okay? And now you guys, make sure you're smart about this. Don't use it on one of your surfaces that is going to ruin like your kitchen table or something like that. Make sure that you use it on a surface that...
She said that because right after I got my new kitchen table, I ironed on it, and now it has a permanent impression of a t-shirt I made. It's okay.
No, I mean, again,
It's cool.
Nobody's mad. Okay, her husband might have been mad, but we can laugh about it now.
Yes.
So you'll want to make sure that when you do this, you rip off a piece of paper towel, and you put your project down on your table or your surface, and then you put a paper towel straight directly over top of that. And you want to so carefully take the iron, and you just want to iron back and forth nice and slow and apply some heat. Now the heat is going to actually dry the pigment ink, which is amazing. Amazeballs, like really.
It is.
It is.
Why we didn't think of this, we don't know. Thank you, Jen, for saying it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
We are a little slow on the take on that one.
Yep.
But, on the iron, though, there's not an exact heat setting for that. Just, try it out. Start low. I would suggest low and then move up a little bit because you do have, it still can burn, so be careful.
Because it is paper.
Because we also use an embossing tool.
We do.
To dry the ink, but that will wrinkle your paper a little bit more sometimes, and you have to be super, super careful for your heat tool. Be really, it will work, but be really careful because those are super hot. And
Super
like we
hot.
said, ironing, it doesn't wrinkle the
No.
paper as much, so.
When she says super hot, when you get a caution sticker on the end that says caution, hot surface, avoid contact.
It's like McDonald's coffee.
Right. So don't burn your fingers off when you use this, your heat gun. Okay. Let's see. Now I'm going to talk about the distress inks because they fall into the dye category, the dye inks. Now you guys, I love the distress inks. Like if I wouldn't have learned how to use the pigment inks, these are my favorite. Yes. And as Midge showed, look at these cute little guys right here.
To show. When they're little, everything's so much cuter.
They
Why?
are. They are. And
Even
they're
if you
easy.
have the big, you need the little.
You do. You have to have matchy-matchy. If you're like Midge and Madge, that's kind of what happens, right?
Dobbers.
Oh,
You keep talking.
I'm
I'll
going
be
to keep talking, and Midge will be back. So I'm going to just slide over right here, and I'm just going to finish talking about, now distress inks, like I said, they fall into the dye category. And then we have a couple of other ink pads that are dye-based as well. Now, I do have to say this to you. If you are stamping an image and you are wanting a nice, crisp, clean image, you guys, you do not want to use the distress ink, okay? Because the distress ink is distress for a reason. It's not going to give you that clean, crisp image, okay? You are going to want to use a different dye base, because distress ink is distress ink, and that's my own personal opinion. That's what I have found, is I never can get a nice crisp image with it, but I can with the other types of dye-based inks. And now I want to say one other thing, because if any of you have ever used Stays-On ink before, you know that it's awesome sauce. Okay, it's an archival ink. It stays on, and you know what? I have to say this is really good for. Oh geez, I'm looking at my notes, because it's good really for everything, for plastic, metal, glass, leather, clay, anything that you really want it to stay on. I mean, hence the name. You want to use this. Now, I do have to make a disclaimer though. I don't know how many stamps I've ruined because I haven't washed my stamps immediately after I used this ink.
Again, stays on means stays on.
Okay, so you want to make sure that you rinse. Now, I use baby wipes. I know that there's some awesome cleaners out there. I use baby wipes, or you can use a mild soap and water.
And they do have stamp cleaners that will work on it.
Stamp cleaners, yes.
But we use baby wipes because we have them handy a lot, because they're not just good to clean your stamps. If you're painting, if you're drawing, if you're gluing and you get some extra glue. I mean, I always glue my fingers.
Well,
and adhesive.
I mean, and let's be honest. I'm covered in ink, as you saw in our yesterdays.
We've covered the fact that
Yeah.
we're always a mess. I said she's always a mess. We're always a mess.
We're always a mess.
We're just one hot mess.
We are hot messes. Okay, and let's see. I wanted to go over all of that. Now let's see. Oh, one other quick tip. This little guy right here is not recommended on fabric. Even though it says stays on, it's not recommended for fabric. If you're wanting a good fabric ink, from our understanding, and it's awesome sauce, is you want to use the Pigment Ink, and you want to make sure that you heat set it, because that works well on fabric and ribbon and things.
Yes.
So that is what we have found.
Which is also fun, because a lot of people don't think about stamping on ribbon. So you can create millions of different patterns of ribbon for cheap.
Cheap. Save those dollars, peeps. Save those dollars.
You know it.
So.
Oh, we were going to talk about, okay, so Dobbers. Dobbers are my friend. They do help with the mess. They also help preserve your ink pad. And they come in other kinds. I just didn't grab it. There's this kind, the fingertip Dobbers. They're the kinds that have the handle with the changeable pad.
Right.
And
love those.
We love them, right?
We do. We love them.
But what happens if you don't use your Dobber, and say you have your, your cat eye, and you're edging a paper, and the ink pad flops off. And you have,
I hate when that happens.
I do too, and I do it a lot. I think I'm a really hard inker.
I think you are. You have concentration face when you ink. It's like
it's like my frustration.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're at a general consensus on it. So you are inking along, and the ink pad flops off. At our conference, several of the crafters were debating on this.
Right.
And we came up with the fact that if you use E6000 adhesive,
E6000,
you know it, then that's the only thing that will make your ink pad re-adhere to the plastic part.
Right.
So tip for the day is you can put the ink pad back on with E6000. Now, sometimes mine is, the frustration. I mean, buy a new cat eye too.
I mean, they're really not that expensive.
You can never have too many.
But sometimes your cat eye is brand new and you get a little aggressive, and wowza.
Right.
I mean, that fixes the problem really quick.
Right. So in really any little thing, you could glue your ink pad back on with E6000.
Yeah. Hot bananas.
Super duper.
Hot bananas. Let's see.
Storing your inks.
Bingo. Who has this question? Because I have so many inks that have just dried up that I just had to throw away. And some of them are not even open, and that sucks.
So, Madge, do you store all the different types of inks the same way?
I don't. I just found this out, and I'm super excited about this quick tip that I have for you guys, because I wish I would have known that, because my inks wouldn't have dried out.
Right.
So you want to make sure that you store your pigment inks, so your clear lids, okay, and your chalk. There we go. Here's the big daddy right here. Your chalk inks, your cat eyes or your chalk inks, you want to make sure that you store them facing up like this. Like this. Okay? Because it just, it keeps all of that pigment nice and just neat right where it needs to be. So when you ink, it keeps them nice and wet. Okay? Your other inks, for instance, your dyes, your distress inks, all these guys here, you want to store them upside down. Yeah. This way. Okay? Just in case. I mean, if you're like me, sometimes
That's
it's like,
when you take the package and you flip it over. Yes. Yes.
That's what she meant by upside down. Right. Because it's something that I would do. I'd be like, upside, ooh, but the lid might come off. You know, if you're afraid that your lids are going to come off, I'm telling you right now, elastic bands are cheap, friends. Cheap. And if you have to, just put an elastic band around your lid if you're ever afraid that they're going to fall off, because...
Or we all have washi on hand.
We do.
Just a little strip on each side.
Look at her.
Washi, baby.
Washi.
Washi's
another use for washi tape.
Yep. We could never count all the ways to use washi.
No.
But that's for another show.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So that is today's tips and tricks on ink.
Yes, so we hope that we told you something you didn't know before. Again, pigment is thicker and it is very wet. It will not dry on its own. Use your iron or use your embossing heat gun if you're super, super careful. Clear lids, that's how you can spot them fast.
Oh, one thing, quick, fast. Did you already mention the difference in the metallic? There's a metallic and a regular.
Oh, sorry.
No, yes. That's okay. I just wanted to quickly say this.
We also have the metallic and the regular. And so, and the metallic even I feel is a little more wet than the regular.
It is. It takes a little bit more time to dry.
They are fabulous. Fabulous. You should try them because we love them.
We do. We absolutely love them. And in fact, you guys, a lot of people probably think the pigment inks are only for mixed media or different things like that, but that is not true. We made the most amazing scrapbook pages in Jennifer's class.
We did. They were so cute.
So cute. And we used stencils and all of that fun jazz.
Yeah, I mean, which you could use your Dobbers for your stencils.
Yes, and then you just, like I said again, you lay down your paper towel and iron. Okay? And that is how you get it to dry. And you guys, it works amazing. So we challenge you guys to try your inks, pull them out. If you guys have any questions, you can email us.
Please do.
Yep, our email address is midgeandmadgemingle@gmail.com. Yep, midgeandmadgemingle@gmail.com. Or you can find us on
everywhere. Facebook, Pinterest,
Instagram,
and now on Periscope.
Yes, and we're loving Periscope. You know what? Please tell your friends. Follow us on Twitter because it sends out an automatic message. And again, this was our first Periscope, so we're trying to, get a feel for it. And hopefully next time our camera doesn't lean to the side and we don't have some technical difficulties. But you know what? It's always an adventure with Midge and Madge. Always.
Always. And we hope that you will share the love everywhere, anywhere that you can.
Yep.
We'd love it. We would owe you big time.
We would. And we do have to say this. You can always check out our hashtag. Our hashtag is awesome, peeps.
Yes.
Hashtag is awesome. It is
hashtag Midge and Madge Adventures.
Oh, just kidding. I had Mingle on the brain. Okay, Midge is going to tell you one more time.
Mingle. Hashtag Midge and Madge Adventures. You might find some mingles, but we do a lot more on adventures because we do some fun stuff.
Adventures.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's Halloween, and so it's ghost hunting season.
And you know how we love a good ghost hunt.
Mm-hmm.
We can hardly wait.
We can.
I think that we should do a show from one of our haunted
I think we do too.
attractions.
Do you guys think so? I mean, we think so.
We do. It would be way fun.
Yes.
And also, would you please email us or message us or do whatever. If there's any questions that you have for us, it can be craft related,
Right.
just about us related, or if there's something that you would like us to demo, that you would like to see, anything like that, please, please send it our way.
Send it our way. Okay? We love it. We love it. And we love you guys, and we're keeping it real. We're keeping it real.
We are.
I mean, what you see is what you get here. We didn't. Shit.
We forgot. No, we did.
We did.
Just swore.
We did.
We're sorry.
We're sorry. I mean, sometimes it happens. I mean, we're just real, peeps. We're real. And what you see is what you get. I mean,
we are who we are. We
Yeah.
like it real.
we do. All right, everybody. So we hope that you guys had a fabulous, fabulous time watching us.
We hope that you learned something new.
Yep. Hopefully. And I think we're going to try this again
Next
Wednesday.
At noon.
At noon on Periscope. We find it might be a little bit easier than Ustream, so we're going to just go ahead and keep doing these Periscopes. So tell your friends, next Wednesday, noon, Mountain Standard Time. Be there or be square.
See you next week.
Toodly boodly. Thanks, everybody.
Mingle.